Good morning. Before we get started, tomorrow is MT Live and be a great one talking about emotionally charged patterns. I think they all are, depending on whether we're in them or not. But we're going to see examples of patterns that display emotionally charged people. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get to the markets. So yesterday was a bullish day. Clearly, buyers were in control relentlessly. We'll get to that. Um, so big hopes of an interest rate cut next month. Maybe it'll come earlier than that. We shall see. Uh, Thursday, there's some important data coming. We'll see what that shows, and we'll see if they are going to cut or not. I guess by September, there's a big push now. One of the things I thought of, on the comment that the president made and then fired that woman, if it was truly fraud, which clearly I guess I don't know whether people in the markets believe it or not. I think they really don't care. Meaning, anyway, he's saying something that supports a cut, so interest rates drop. If it was a lie and the information come out that it wasn't, I think these interest rates would start moving back up again, and they're not. So it continues to support a cut that's coming. It's a 13-week Treasury bill, and we know 10-year dropped and so on. So all of that is supportive of the markets, even though they're probably going to pull back further. Um, Lower interest rates help support. It'll be buyers down below. Um, so one of the things that backed off here was a good thing was, on the move down, these put call ratios went up significantly from where they were. And that helps, at least show that there isn't complacency. And as prices move lower, we'll see where these line up, but that's a good thing in the short term. Uh, breadth. This is the put call ratio here coming down. This is a moving average of one of them coming down to a bullish level. Not quite there yet. Um, and the AD line, not the AD line, but advancers minus decliners closed at a very respectable level there above plus 1500. So that's good. So there was that additional confirmation on the move up. Now, the other thing that was like, okay, so this is positive, and that starts the thought process of, is it possible that this is over already and it's going to push up? In reality, we don't know. But one of the things that kind of stuck out was the low volume. Now, relatively low compared to the down moves, uh, but low volume on this kind of a move. And where did the advance go to? Well, it went into the void up above. And this is one of the comments was like, okay, it's opening up. I think pre-market when I was speaking, it was around here and it was this void above. So there was that opportunity to go up into that area, and it did. And it held there all day. I mean, after 10 o'clock, you can see right around 10:15, it stalled. There were buyers on the pullback, and it didn't get much higher than that. And it was kind of just a really boring day, afternoon after the initial move, which kind of, I made, for the letters, I made a short video, and my comment was kind of leaves us in the middle of no man's land. Whereas, it's only Monday, and we can't do put spreads because the way things came down, just looking at these kind of patterns, it's too close even for going out until Friday. Unless you find a pattern that maybe was some kind of a retest and much more compelling, and unlikely to find premiums up above from where it fell. So kind of like leaves us in a tough spot. And now today, we see prices are up a bit. And you see where my cursor is. Well, you can see this is pre-market data there, up into where it fell from. So a decent showing to even get up there after that drop. but this is where there are going to be more sellers to show up. So throughout the day, what we're looking for is now some type of failures. Was this just a 2-day, I don't know, schizophrenic kind of price action, a reaction to that news? Uh, you know, what I forget whatever he said over here, and then the employment report, the gap down, and it held on this support. Some things did, not everything. But this is where buyers are going to become more apprehensive, whereas on a short-term basis, it's like, okay, that looks like that should be able to go up, and it did, and that happened across the board. So we see the Russell that violated that major support, yet that it got a late start, so to speak, meaning it kind of jiggled around there for a while, and then it played catch up and pushed all the way up to close that void. Still well below the 20. It's in this area of resistance. It already backed off from there. So today is going to be, other than trying to find day trade opportunities, maybe credit spreads, um, what does it do here? Meaning you had a nasty drop. Could it get up to the 20? It's in the area where it should roll over based on a bias that the way this came down violated the uptrend. It's retraced far enough. I don't care how you measure it. You can get your compass out or your fib levels or your square of 9 or whatever it might be, right? This is the area where sellers should materialize more aggressively. And if you got caught up here, right, you are thinking, I think I should get out of here and see the dust settle, and let's see if it holds up here, what it does. Right? Because right now, the beginnings of what we have here is a trading range. For now, here's the high, here's the low, and it might just meander around here, waiting for the numbers on Thursday. And don't forget, we got a big nasty red bar on the weekly time frame up at resistance, so that's potent as well. And let's look at the Dow for a moment. Right, that broke down. A lot of these are, did the same thing. Come up into a resistance area. It's where buyers should become more aggressively. Transports, right? They got collapsed, and this was, with the interest rates going down and transports going down, this was the indication signaling the thought of recession. Now, that thought has materialized before. It's kind of went away, soft landing. So we need to see more information as this develops. And Thursday is going to be a key day as to additional confirmation to what happened last week. Or someone else go and say, hey, fix that data up. That was a lie last Friday. So now let's manipulate it our own way. Who knows? But we'll see what happens on Thursday. Anyway, this broke down. Technicals are that's bearish. Major support is down here, and that's where we'd like to see it go to and stabilize and then maybe get a more meaningful rally. And interest rates, stabilizing here for the moment. That came down extremely hard. So there was a very emotional reaction, as we all know, last week. The Dow was down a little bit. 180 bullish reversal off of these moving averages, but it broke down. So at this point, when we look at charts, right, we're looking at what people think. I'm bullish as hell. I'm waiting for the pullback. I think it can go higher, right? Whatever reason here, just technically it's like, okay, I'm not so sure, but really nothing wrong. Let's get the hell out. This market's crazy. Oh, let's buy again. Now it's like, oh, that was a pretty bullish reversal. I don't think I want to go long at this point with resistance so close by. Let me just see what this does for a day or two. So leads me to thinking that, today could be, more or less a boring kind of a day, a consolidation day. I see it's starting to roll over a little bit here, and look at that topping tail rejection that occurred there. So it leads me to think, this could pull back a little bit, but I'm thinking unless things get out of hand, and who the hell knows? That's why we follow the trend to see what's happening in our internals. It's likely to, I think, hold where I've got this horizontal line. So that's where I would, be looking for if it does decline to try and hold in this area. Now, we always have two scenarios, right? There's always two scenarios. And kind of point out, well, what if this? What if that? Well, what if? Right? We always look at what's going to happen by the end of the day. It's like, well, what if this bar turns into this? Then we've got a continuation pattern that would point to lower. Right now, I don't know. What we have is a situation where there's a stiffer resistance area up here. You've got two bars reversal there. It's unlikely to go down below yesterday's low. And it's unlikely to get much higher than here. So a trading range kind of intraday scenario. Right? That's what I think we're in for today. And let's clean up the drawing. So obviously stronger, nice reversal, up at resistance, consolidating there, doing not too much of anything. S&Ps, similar scenario, and we can see it's been several hours of attempting to go higher and getting rejected. Below here, well, below here, it should continue to go lower. You see, it's been a little bit of a battle between buyers and sellers in this area. Pivot low, pivot high, and they're close together. Let's see which way it breaks. All right. The Russell. Big reversal day. Look at the little breakout failure that occurred a little while ago and coming back in again. But support is here. It's unlikely that if it goes all the way back down there today, I mean, look, price patterns do things that surprise us. All we have is trends, support, resistance. Look at bars, the ranges, their size of reversals. And it leads me to think going to be more of the same, chopping back and forth, waiting to figure things out ahead of the news. Right? VIX looked like it was heading higher, came back down again. So again, how will we look at it? Buyers took charge in a big way yesterday. Thank you. And so where do we go from here? Well, gold, trading range. Been that way for a long time. Silver coming off of the lows, maybe some intraday action available for intraday traders. Gold back down to the bottom. Looked like it was going to go higher. Now it doesn't. So interest rates going down, this going down, transport's going down. It's not totally clear yet because we haven't had any breakdowns, complete breakdowns. But look, if you got interest rates going down, transports and oil, that supports that recession theme. But let's see what this does here today and tomorrow, whether it bounces off of this low or not. All right, I haven't even looked at SPX yet, but all right, SPY. That gap wasn't technically filled, but got far enough into that resistance area there. Closed above the 20. We're going to see what it does today. I'm going to see how it's coming down. It's right on top of yesterday's high. Okay. It's up a little bit. I haven't updated this, but it's probably about the same thing. There's a possible bullish 1, 2, 3 weekly VIX. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Let's see what the VIX does at the end of the week. All right. So it's up on the top of here. And so we know where it's at. Same idea of a trading range. Anything, I haven't even looked at anything that's up above 6,400 should be a no-brainer. And anything down here should be a no-brainer. We'll see where they're at. All coming down a little bit. Let's just call it 62.60. All right, so it's right here. Again, not quite equal, but you see the distances between the two. It's down a little bit. Shorter time frames would suggest some kind of a pullback. So this I would think would be fine. This may start to evaporate if the markets head lower in the next few minutes. So we'll keep an eye on that. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yeah, I agree that it's going to be tough on directionals. We were very selective yesterday. Going to be very selective today. But I think with this bounce, I'm thinking very 30-minute low, maybe start looking for call spreads because we're getting our bounce, we're getting price improvement that we didn't have on, yesterday or Friday. We're anticipating the turn, Thomas. It hasn't happened. All right, alarms. Curve alarm go off. We have very light inventory. My up alarm went off. We have a put spread on this, the 99s. So we're kind of holding our breath here. I don't like Friday's gap. There was a buy setup on the weekly, but still has a void. So if this turn doesn't hold, then this room to fall. And alarm on LGIH. The housing stock I'm watching. I'm short the $50 puts. Oh, it had earnings. Ah, okay. So I should make all my money today then. I thought it was tomorrow, actually. I knew it was earnings. I just forgot that it was today. So I actually am in a couple of them. Let's go right to earnings. As always, when there's a lot of them, I went through and deleted a bunch already. So if you have any you want me to look at, just tell me. Pelletier, Wall Street favorites up at all-time highs here, gapping up $10. It's gapping from, or $12, gapping from consolidation. So it is not a novice gap at all. But let's see what it does. If it, remember Microsoft the other day? That was also a bullish gap, but it got sold into immediately. And Microsoft's actually up today. So this is helping the Dow. This is the biggest gainer. And I guess it's CAT. CAT as the drag. I mean, this thing's $400 stock. So this is whipping around the Dow here pre-market. But other than Microsoft being up, not much. That's why the Dow is flat. But anyway, back to Pelletier. we gotta see what it does. We gotta, this could be a gap and go. Um, in which case, I don't friggin' know, maybe it rallies $200. And then we look to do a call spread on an hourly breakdown or something. But I'm not looking to buy things up too much in all-time highs. Hims, this is one of the weight loss pills that, look how wild this thing trades. Gapping down to 55 and change. I have no idea what it's gonna do. Teed up a nice rally into earnings. Yeah, 3 days of rally. It's gapping up. Probably a short-term exhaustion if there's any 30-minute low, if there's any calls. There's a lot of up and down gaps today. Here's a down one, Berber. Gapping up 47. And look at the weekly. This thing's down from 78. I don't know. Just gotta see what it does. See if buyers step up. I type some things on my other computer. Let me have that one. Urgy, I don't see any gaps. I mean, look at that flat 20 and 50. So I got no interest. Quebec Sierra. Yeah, what would make it better is a bottoming tail. But yeah, possibly 30-minute high. Yeah, I like the tunnels. You know, there's a number of these stocks that we're waiting for the turn. I think it was WST. Yeah, look at WST is on my list. I got alarms at 240 and change. And we were saying yesterday, I would love a bottoming tail on this also. So it's in the area where it needs to turn, but hasn't turned yet. Bang. Yeah, I showed it down a couple bucks pre-market. Now it's saying it's flat. Over yesterday's high. That's a put spread idea. Oh, pad. Now here's another one. Deep retracement, gapping up. 30-minute high. It might go. I'll put, you know, it's a dollar penny stock. I'll set an alarm at 148. Kilo Delta, gapping down 31 bucks. Another one getting whacked. Let's see what it does. That could be a gap and snap. Day trade long and put spread. This thing gapping up. EHC 112 put spread idea. I actually got a lot to watch today. I need some help. WTI opening flat, no interest. BWXT 175. That's another bullish gap, a possible another exhaustion. We gotta see what it does. You know, like that Microsoft. 68, no pattern. Vimeo getting up 10%. There's no entry now. But you know, making a bullish turn on major support. So let's see if it can chop around for a few days and give us a pattern. SPG. Now, had this opened flat, then I would say yesterday's high would have been a put spread, but now it's selling off a little bit. INSP getting whacked. That's a nasty gap. Inspire Medical. But look at, let's see, we do MT lives, bottoming patterns. I mean, other than this attempted breakout here, 1, 2, 3, which failed, that failed. it's a consolidation and a downtrend until proven otherwise. And now it's a continuation gap lower. Um, but the problem is it's gapping down 50, what is it, $40. So it's not a continuation gap that I want to short. Gap's too big. Prim, big old gap up. That's monster. I guess keep an eye on that. I'll just call it the Microsoft gap, just because that happened last week. And again, what I mean by that is it's a big bullish gap, but it's so big. Let's see if selling kicks in to give us a call spread opportunity for Friday. Paulson 85. This looks like a continuation gap lower. Looks like it wants to go to 80. So call spread idea there. Alpha Lima. I don't see any prints, downtrend. I get no interest, but it looks lower. Look at this nasty downtrend. Shows a gap into 29. So that's a short watch. Sterl, that's a bullish gap. Look, it's gapping from a continuation. Oh, let me get this. So this reminds me of this. We were talking a lot about these patterns yesterday morning, about what type of patterns we would go long, kind of, going against the broader market bias. And look at this bottoming tail on Friday. Black 20 MA, breakout weekly. So that's one we bought. And Greg, what's your pizza delivery company that you were trading?
Love them all.
No, the one you were trading yesterday. What's his name?
DoorDash? I don't know.
Dash. Yeah. Dash. Look, because I'm just showing this bottom tail continuation. So this and HEI were two beautiful trades yesterday. We would have given this one as a swing, but for earnings tomorrow. But look, it's gapping up. It could have been a 2-day swing trade, which is fine for the green room people. But we kind of have an unwritten rule that we need at least 3 days to put it in the swing letter. 815, big old gap, put spread idea. Voyager, recent IPO. I did a 35 put spread myself. Gapping down a little, but I'm bidding 5 cents to close mine. Mealy gapping down, but I don't like expensive stocks like this. The spread's going to be crazy, but call spread idea over yesterday's high. But I know the spreads are going to be asinine. 21 bucks, bullish gap. It's, see what type of pullback we can get. Ever gapping down, but a mess. Hyundai, a mess. Polymer, I don't see any prints, but if it opens flat, 30-minute high maybe. Look at this, I'm getting whacked. $20 down to 14. Nothing to do. This thing, big old gap, too big. Eye clear alarm. This is one we were watching yesterday. We're waiting for the turn. So maybe 30-minute high. Let's set a new alarm. Eye clear. Oh, I had an alarm at 166, and then that one little tail sent it off.
VRSN, that could be a day trade long, maybe a put spread, Dan.
Who?
VRSN.
VeriSign.
Give it 5, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I personally don't like swinging those when they come down just in a nasty fashion. But the day trade without a doubt. LDOS. Yeah, watch it pull back. Coming in a little hard. HEI low alarm. This is one we're in yesterday. HEI. Yeah, there's some things getting whacked. All right, there's a Voyager bottom right. I'm not filled yet, but I was only bidding on nickel. And again, it's friggin' spreads. Spread. Well, actually, they're not even open yet. Not even open. So that's what's messing me up there. And that's part of the problem doing these earnings things.
It's about UNH. I don't know if you can get far enough away. It stabilized yesterday.
For what?
But spread?
Not me. There's no potent turn.
Well, maybe 30 minutes or something. Yesterday was a wide range bar. I was trying to share some ideas.
I know, but wait. We're not looking at the same data. Yesterday was not wide range.
No, the day before yesterday.
Yeah, Friday. My LGIH. Let's see where I can close my $50 puts.
Spread on VRSN is $3.50. That's crazy.
Man. Well, look at $50 puts on this LGIH I'm in. 0 by 295. Frigging jerk, man. That's just so friggin' annoying. So I'm gonna bid a nickel and then try to sell more, actually.
UNH is helping the Dow.
LDOS. Yeah, no, it's a nice gap. Just figure out your entry, Patrick. And where would you put a stop right now? That's part of the problem. Because you don't have a tight pre-market. If you were to do it this quick, your stop really has to be under the prior day's 15-minute pivot, which look how huge that would be. So for me, I need more information. HEI. All right, don't like that deep retracement. Notice how it's a little bit deeper than 50%, which is a warning. Stop as the day's low. Let me just set it lower. Wow, I don't have any alarms going on. I'm going to continue with earnings here. I didn't finish. That cap's too big. Too big. This is kind of a sloppy, bull flag here. If your flag falls down here, So that's bullish, but it's moving too much. Cat. Nothing to do but strong. What's that doing to deer? His cousin. Oh. Greg, I'm sending this laptop back after the morning session. Deer's a big mess. Our KJC up alarm. We bought this yesterday. Looks good. Looks great. Gold stock. Man, it's flying. Nice gap reversal also. They gapped down and scooped it right up. Let's move stop days low now. That's a nice pivot it's creating. 1697. WST alarm. That's one I told you we were waiting for the turn. Oh, we met our first target at 1750. B Bravo. I think we looked at that yesterday, didn't we? Look at that earnings yesterday. Lemonade, yeah, I see moving. Yeah, I didn't get all to all the earnings yet, but yeah, my lemonade was on there. B Bravo. Yeah, that was yesterday. Yep. That's the one. Yep, you can buy it. Stop yesterday's low. That's the one I was asking you all. I'm like, hey, I remember you mentioned a third gold stock and I couldn't remember the name, but that's it, I think. So yeah, looks good. So I'm pretty darn confident. I think GDX is doing well. Yep. Yep, we were talking about nibbling on GDX yesterday. But it looks good. I like it. All right, you said lemonade. Yeah, but what do you want me to do with it? It's a bullish gap. It's bullish weekly, monthly. It's at a prior high. That's one where you need a 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, let's put it on the list for a watch. I like it. I like it if it sets up. I don't like it right now. And that was a nice pre-market also. Kind of a pseudo inverse head and shoulder. So yeah, it's acting well. CMG up alarm. I wouldn't trust the turn yet. Oh, what's the other one I said? WST. Yeah, this looks better. WST. All right, I think this one looks good. It's 940. Market's holding okay. Ideally, let's do this. Let's do half over 242 or 30-minute high. I just want to give it a little more time.
Your WST's got a $3 spread.
Really?
No kid. 2.5 now. You could bid for it, but just trying to make a turn, give it some room.
All right. All right, then let's let it settle down. Let's tell them it's a long lunch. SXT alarm. Oh, this one's triggering clean. This was in the weekend letter. So that's a go. All right, so that looks good. SXT. Spreads are ludicrous for option trades.
Setting an alert on your ALB at today's high. Just under it.
B. Yep, ALB. Yep, yep. That'd be a perfect entry because then it's making the turn. Yep.